Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Taylor Conway, a product manager with Xyron. We are so excited that you've joined us today. All month long, we're going to be celebrating small businesses. And with Small Business Saturday coming up, we wanted to talk about some small businesses, the owners, and learn more about how they started and grow their businesses. So we'll be sharing tips and tricks and learning about these owners and how they really incorporate Xyron products in their day-to-day. Xyron actually started as a small business in 1997. Since then, we've grown to become the leader in crafting adhesives with tools like the Creative Station, Mega Runner, sticker makers, and now our new hot glue guns. We make the crafting and creating process simpler. For business owners who have so much on their plate, our tools really do come in handy. Let's get started talking to our three female entrepreneurs. We have Anastasia Jackson, Jessica Litman, and Kristen Johnson, all small business owners. So why don't we start off with a small introduction, tell us about your company, the services you offer, and how long you've been in business. We will start with Anastasia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anastasia Jackson. I'm the owner of Cookies Paper Petals located in Milford, Delaware. I started my business from home about 3 years ago, and I opened the first paper flower storefront on the East Coast in August of last year in the middle of the pandemic. Yes, and it's been crazy, but it's been really fun. I offer paper flower classes both virtually and in person. And I also do paper flowers for home decor, party decor, and tons of other events that my customer base had.
Awesome. Thank you. That sounds fun.
You're welcome.
Jessica?
Hi, I'm Jessica Litman. I own The Organized Mama. It is an online resource for families to get organized. We offer a wide variety of services, including digital products and courses. We have the Organized Kids, which are my kids teaching your kids how to organize. And we really focus on keeping the entire family organized. And when I say family, I mean more than one person living in a space, because we all know we can keep ourselves organized, but when other people are around, that can get a little intense. And I also own the Organized Business, which is a business coaching service that helps entrepreneurs get organized.
Tapping into that. That sounds amazing. Thank you, Jessica. Okay, and Kristen.
Hi, I am Kristen Johnson. I am a girl and her glitter. I'm the girl. The glitter are just talents that we all possess and we all shine differently. And that's what my company does. We're event planning. We just love to make custom celebrations. It really is a wide variety of what we can do. And I'm in Florida with my 3 kids and my husband, and it never gets cold here. So this sweater is just for show.
Better weather, that's so fun. Where in Florida are you?
Central Florida, right between Orlando and Daytona. It's 30 minutes to Disney and 30 minutes to the beach.
Wow, that's clutch. Amazing. Great. Well, thank you all for sharing. So just go through a few questions here and we'll go in the same order. Why did you start your business and what do you love the most about owning your business?
So I started my business from home when I was actually recovering from an injury from work for my full-time job. And I definitely didn't expect for it to blossom into what it has today. So it's still I'm still in awe of the different things that are happening with Cookies Paper Petals. So I wasn't expecting this. It just happened. And the thing I like the most is the number of smiles that I put on people's faces and the impact that I'm making in my community and around the United States. I've sold paper flowers to every state in the U.S. The furthest I've gone with paper flower classes was the Ireland, Trinidad, Tobago, and the Ivory Coast. For International Women's Day this year, I actually did a virtual class with 70 women in the Ivory Coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Good reach.
Yes, it was.
Okay, great. Jessica?
I started my business 8 years ago. It actually started as a blog when some friends of mine were asking for organizing tips. I've just always been an organized person. So, growing up, I was organized. I knew how to do it. I was a teacher and I helped my students organize. And so then when people were asking, I was like, okay, well, I'll start a blog about organizing, and was sharing tips and tricks along those lines. And it just kind of like grew into the business it is today, where we have, multiple things that we're doing and teaching and training and all of that fun stuff. And the best part of the entire business, I guess, as of today, has just been all of the amazing opportunities and people I've been able to connect with because of the business. I've been able to work in home with families. I've been able to do like virtual coaching and help people just get organized. And I know it's something like so silly, like, oh, it's organizing. But when families actually have organization in their house, they're actually like calmer, they're more patient, they have more time for their families, their kids, and their energy can just be spent doing other things that they love. And that's what I love so much about my business.
That's amazing. Yeah, it must be very rewarding to help those families, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Girl Under Glitter started, I was a wedding planner exclusively and only did weddings, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But after our third baby, it just wasn't conducive to be gone nights and weekends because brides and grooms have regular jobs. And so I thought it was my calling to be a stay-at-home mom, which is absolutely rewarding. But a little part of me was just not being fulfilled. So my husband just encouraged me. He's like, just keep making, just keep doing, like, just to keep my personal life just very satisfied. There's something about using your hands and creating that is just, I'm sure with Jessica and Anastasia, like, it's just a part of who we are. And it's very just satisfying and fulfilling. And so my husband asked me to start Instagram, and I was like, what? I don't even really know, like, I don't want to be on Instagram. And from there, it kind of just, kind of blew up from there. And I was very, very fortunate to be called on by NBC, and I had a little show on their streaming network. And then that led to Bravo's Top Chef, where I got to design the restaurants for Restaurant Wars. And
Wow.
it just kind of got crazy. And I actually scaled back, though, because my children are so young and I need to be home. And I actually need all of Jessica's tips. And so it's really the greatest part, I think, about A Girl and Her Glitter is that I can have these two worlds really combined. My kids love to be involved in my projects. And I try to make time and slow down to incorporate them. And it's just been a really fun journey.
Yes, that is such an important part of crafting and the connections. So amazing. How old are your kids?
I have a son that is 11 and two daughters, 9 and 5, almost 6 at the end of the month.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great. Happy birthday to her. Okay, well, the holidays are coming up and it's crazy for me. I'm a regular non-business owner. I can't even imagine what it's like for you ladies. So how do you prioritize what you need to do, and what are your potential tips that make the holidays easier?
So what I do is I tend to go by, a long time ago, I worked for Kmart as a front end lead. And I remember how we always had to do like planograms and get prepared for the next season. So I know, like, when you go into stores and you're like, oh my gosh, they already have Thanksgiving stuff out, or they already have Christmas stuff out. And then next month we'll start to see Valentine's Day stuff. But that is actually like the best way to plan when you're a small business owner, is to always be ahead of the game. So I actually organize my schedule in quarterly sessions. So like I'll schedule like how many virtual classes I want to do for the month, for every 3 months though. Not month to month, but every 3 months. So first quarter is January through March. The second quarter is April through June, and so on and so forth. So I go on a quarterly schedule for what I do. So that way, when the holidays hit, I'm not bombarded. And I'm also able to still be a part of the community activities that we have here in our town.
Smart. I love it.
I'm like obsessed with what you're doing. Just my organizing heart, Anastasia, is like, yes. I have to say, in addition to what you do, because I do that too, I'm already planning Q3 now. I had Q4 planned in Q3. I know. I'm like, it is amazing. It's tough to do, especially if you're like in it. Like right now, holiday season, if you're totally in it, then just plan to do it next year, start in January. If like January isn't your busy time, then plan out January, like Q1 and Q2, so that you're ahead of yourself then. So find your downtime, plan it out, and do it. It works amazing. I also do on like digital project planners like Asana or Trello. I create like workflows, and I create a template with that. And then I just duplicate that template for all blog posts, videos, social media, brand collaborations, workshops, courses. And so I make a template of all the systems or all the things that go into, that one thing. And then every time I want to, plan for that, I'll duplicate that template. And then so I don't have to like recreate the wheel. It's already done. So it's like one easy way to automate some of the business processes that you're doing. So if you have like a physical business, write down all of the steps that go into it, make a little template, because eventually you're going to have to give that part up. You're going to have to outsource some of this stuff. So if you plan it now, it's going to make it easier for when you hire a team or you hire somebody to like help you out. You're already going to have your little like workflow that you do now. And a workflow is not, I get this all the time. Like a workflow is not something that is over the top. Like, oh, it needs to be, it could just be like the things you do. Like I write the blog post, I research the keywords, like that is a workflow, and workflow is just a fancy word.
That's awesome. Yeah, you are very organized. I can tell. Okay, Kristen.
I need to hire those two to do all that stuff for me.
Come on over.
For me, it's just a little different because I am like a celebrations planner. It just depends on what holiday or birthday. I don't know. But locally in my community, I decorate our local Dunkin' Donuts and a boutique for different seasons. So I know that obviously I want to have their decor and stuff done before the month of December. We have an agreed upon a date, and so that's how that works. But for everything else, when I have, I don't accept anything within 3 months. I just know that will overwhelm me. And I think knowing your own limits, wanting to do it all is something I'm very guilty of. And it wasn't until the pandemic hit and, opportunities were taken from us that it was like, what am I doing all this for, and just scaling back to a place where it was comfortable, still fulfilling. And, but planning ahead is definitely something I never did. And when people hear like, I can't take on your event, it's 2 months away. Could I do it? Absolutely. However, but it's also a good way to, if they keep coming back to you, you can be like, sure, I can do it. It's going to cost you more, because you do need to outsource that stuff. You need to have that, sanity, level of it all. But yeah, that's what I do. I need to do the workflow and stuff though.
Sounds like you have a really healthy relationship with your business though. Knowing your limits, not overwhelming yourself. I think that's all a part of this as well. Anastasia, I'm sure you're very busy right now owning your store, especially this time of the year. So what's a typical day look like at Cookie Paper Petals?
So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I first walk in. I'm actually going to flip the open sign open. I'm going to have to close it back because I'm not open right now, but I'm going to just give you guys like a walkthrough. Let me just change the camera angle. Okay. So when you come in the door, this is what you see. And you see where you're seeing the open sign. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. But when a customer comes in, I have to make sure that these glass cases are like clean. So I just make sure like I clean them off every day, make sure it's nice and shiny, because they can purchase these flowers that you see on the shelves. Mm-hmm. This is a wall where people come in and they like to do selfies. A lot of the teens, I just made this little Christmas tree the other day. But this is a display wall. These are other flowers that people can purchase, available for sale. And this changes every week. Sometimes within the same week, they change up. If people start buying them, I'll just, make another flower. And then this wall right here, this is all the different style flowers that you can choose from. And you can get different colors, different sizes. I did have different flower bundles that people can select from. If someone comes in and they have like a baby shower or a wedding coming up and they're just trying to figure out what type of flower backdrop they want, they just look up here at the different flower styles and they'll let me know. So that's sort of like a consultation order, whether it's virtual, whether they're, doing a FaceTime call, or whether they're here in person, to place that order. And this is the back. And I'm going to let you guys know it is a lot of flowers everywhere. But this is our Christmas display, where if someone comes in with their kids and they're like, oh, we want to take a picture real quick, so can come and they can take a picture back here. And this is where all of the crafting goes down. I'll turn my music on and I'll just be back here working on making paper flowers. And this is a set that's actually going to a new event space in Maryland. And I'm going to put this on her walls next week. And I have all of my machines and all the paper back there. And over here is a wall of all of the different things that Cookies Paper Petals has done. Photos, snapshot from when I was on GMA, different orders that I've placed, taken and stuff. It's just a great wall, like the wall of fame for Cookies Paper Petals. I also have the event space, or the maker space upstairs. I'm sorry. Did you want me to go up there and show that space, or?
Great. Yeah. So Kristen, while we're waiting, how about you? How is your day-to-day schedule looking? And I know that you're in the middle of launching this new business. So how's all that going?
Oh man, we actually launched our business today, and that was on purpose because today is my birthday.
How come I wasn't informed? I
It's
feel
fine.
terrible. Happy birthday. Should we do a quick
actually
song?
That's why I'm not in my studio today. I'm on vacation, but I thought this was really important to share that Xyron, I was so fortunate to meet them a couple years ago and was introduced to the Glaminator first, and it like changed my life. Like I loved how you could just foil anything, especially paper, because I love paper. And then I got into the iconic X sticker maker, and then I got into all the things. But I'm telling you right now, when I got the Xyron glue gun, the actual glue is phenomenal. And I know people are probably like, ooh, you're strange, but for somebody who uses hot glue on like everything, and I mean everything, like I've hot glued a shirt together before, like that's a different thing. But it's true. But the actual glue itself, and then the variety of hot glue guns, I'm going to keep talking about the glue guns because it's my favorite. You got a pen one that I've actually done place card settings with, and then spray painted gold so that it's just like a texture thing. And then I love the little multi-stick. My kids actually love using that one. Of course, I have my best friend right here. The mega one, I mean, it is a beast, but it has a refill tube, and it can hold up to 3 sticks. So when I'm creating, I don't have to sit there and wait and wait and wait. So whenever I'm making, honestly, anything, I grab this thing. I love this one. This multi-tool is my favorite and makes my day-to-day crafting and life just way easier.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like we got Anastasia back. So we'll jump back to you here. Why don't you show us your Xyron little scene and how you.
So now we are upstairs. Everybody, we're upstairs, and this is my office. This is where I do a lot of my recording when I do virtual classes. And as you can see, I know she had her large Xyron glue gun. This is the one that I use, the smaller one. I love this part right here because I can reload it and it helps get through classes a lot faster.
Mm.
Now we're going to walk around to the maker space. And this is where people have memberships and they can come up and they can use different craft products. So like if they're looking to start their own small business and they use craft products, craft machines, I have the space available for them to do it. So
I love that. I love to hear that. As somebody that kind of started in crafting, not knowing what they were doing, I would have loved to, test out a Cricut and, or even try some of the other cutting machines. But wow, this space is phenomenal.
Yeah, so this is the space. We actually have a make and take event tomorrow. So you see some stuff out already. But this is the Xyron station. So I had a gentleman, he's actually my neighbor. He came up the other day and he printed out over there on the printer his CPR card. And he came over here and laminated it so that way it wouldn't mess up in his wallet. We also have the Xyron glue pen here and the larger one for people that are making paper flowers. I have some paper petals cut right here. So if someone wanted to come up and make a flower real quick, they can do that. This is my favorite. Besides the glue gun's my first favorite. This is my second favorite because when I teach classes up here, everybody can make their own name tag. And they love that. I think that they love that more than making the flower. And then I have all the other, other machines and everything along there. And what we do is we change up the tables and the chairs to accommodate whatever type of event we have going on for makers. It's strictly a maker's space.
Mm-hmm. That's so fun. I would
right,
love
I'm just gonna sit down right here so that way it'll stay right there.
Yeah, perfect. No, thank you for sharing. That's absolutely wonderful. You've done a great job. Jessica, I'm sure everyone else is trying to get organized this season and you're the pro. So what tips or what products of Xyron's assortment would you recommend during this season?
Great question, because I know most people are probably like, you organize. How does Xyron even work with that? Well, I love labels and organizing are key. And so this is my very first Xyron product that I got in the early 2000s.
We rarely see those orange ones.
I know. I've taken pictures with it and they were like, when did you get this? And I think it was it might have been no, it was early 2000s when I got this. So this is I have the purple one and I have the white one, but I always show the orange one because I'm this is old school. This is, honestly, I used this to label stuff in college in bins and drawers, not knowing that this is what I was going to do with my life. And so I've always been a huge fan of Xyron because I can make labels, just like Anastasia, you were saying you can make name tags. It's the same thing. I've had so many clients, when I was going in home and we would organize them, but then they wanted pretty labels, but you aren't always, carrying a cutting machine is not the easiest thing to bring to an organizing job, but this is, so you can handwrite labels and stick it on. And so that's how I started, realizing oh, I can make my own labels because of the stickers. I on things that are magnetic for the kids, using the magnet insert into the creative station is one of my favorite things. The laminate on one side and the sticker on the other, again, is perfect for all things labels. So I really use all the, this is the light, and then I have the other one downstairs. I have all of these. I use them all for organizing because when you actually label things, it works wonders. And the removable labels are perfect for, bins or baskets that you might need to swap out, where the permanent works really well, especially right now for holiday decor. So if in your bins, baskets, anything, you can use the permanent labels just to kind of do a generic, this is Christmas, this is Hanukkah, this is, whatever holiday it might be. And then the repositionable stickers will work perfect for those type of bins, baskets, even just on, baggies. so that you can move it and change it and swap them all out.
Amazing. I should have been taking notes this whole session. I'm actually learning so much right now.
I actually just got a great idea from what she said. Now that she said it, I'm actually going to take the magnet one and make some labels with the magnet laminator also. Great. Thank you for letting me know that.
Yes. I mean, it's perfect. They totally work. And also the small magnet adhesive that you can add on, that also works great too for really anything. And you can like put the two of them together through, like a thinner piece of paper or basket, and then it will hold up together.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the magnet tape. I use it quite often.
Oh yeah.
Especially with it, like I have like metal drawers, that store files.
Yes.
I'm rearranging, I'm moving. So I'll always like, okay, take this, put it here or whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah, labeling key. I love it. All right. Well, finally, the fun part. So do you have any creative tips or tricks that you can share with other small business owners or really anyone? Just general stuff we haven't touched on yet. We'll start with Kristen this time.
I would say the biggest tips and tricks it's all about your community. It really is. It's about people that you can lean on and trust. And I know a lot of people don't have that. They're not super fortunate to have their parents like me live 10 minutes away. And they're a huge help because of my stage in life. But you can reach out to other creatives. There's great Facebook groups. I know Xyron has a wonderful community. And also looking into people like Xyron. Reach out, see how you can partner and how you can collaborate and just know your limits for sure. And I love the whole planning ahead stuff. And I'm obsessed with everything Cookie's doing. And I want to go make all the labels, but being a part of like taking time to really connect with your community, whether it's your family, your friends, or your creative community. I mean, look at the ideas that were just shared right now. And that's just because we were talking. And there's so much of us out there, and the creative community is very welcoming. I love this world. It is so different from wedding world. I mean, but I do love it. So just find your community.
Yeah. How do you recommend that we do find our community? I'm speaking for myself as somebody that would love to engage kind of more. You mentioned Facebook. Are there any other outlets that you would recommend?
I mean, I'm obsessed with all things Instagram now and even TikTok. I know a lot of people think TikTok is just for dancing, but it's not. Mine's either cat videos or crafting. Like that's what my For You page is. But you'll see that people will start to follow you on these channels. So follow back and see what they're into, because people who typically follow you are interested in what you're doing and what you're creating. And they're probably in that same world too. But I would just say be intentional about your time and where you spend it to find your community and create healthy boundaries. Because I'm sure, as we all know, just know your boundaries and know your space and just connect with others.
Love it. Love it. Okay, Anastasia, obviously you have a community there.
Yeah.
How do you continue to build?
To piggyback off of what she said, having a great craft community is so important. Beth Kingston introduced me to Xyron. Her and her husband, they came from Maryland and visited the shop one day, and we talked for like 2 hours. And she was like, "This is who you need to contact." And I'm so thankful for that connection from, like she said, from the craft community, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have been able to connect from social media, from her seeing me. I believe she saw me on Good Morning America when I was featured on there in March. So it was just amazing. And I love everything Xyron's doing. The products are amazing. My members that come up here for the makerspace, they use it. I have a lot of teachers who come up, and definitely if you're just getting into crafting, show your work. Whatever you do, take pictures of it, post it get a Facebook business page, go on your Instagram, post pictures, everything all links together, and join crafting groups. Definitely join some crafting groups so that way you can get a community around you, and they can like encourage you, giving you great tips and tricks. The Xyron group, like she was saying before, that's an amazing group on Facebook, and it'll help grow your business and help grow you and give you confidence in your craft, which is very important.
Yeah, that inspiration that comes from others and idea sharing is so valuable. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, Jessica.
Anastasia, that's so funny because Beth also was the one that introduced me to Xyron.
We love Beth. Beth is
amazing. Like, she is the queen of crafting.
She is.
The king and the queen.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I honestly would say just try it. Don't overthink it. Just go head first, see what happens. You never know. I was dragging my feet on like writing a blog, and I was like wanted to back when I was teaching. I got this opportunity to write for a special education blog, and I turned it down because I'm like, oh, like who am I to talk about that? Well, if I would have done that, my career would have completely changed. But it turned out like I just jumped into doing a blog, and all of this has happened. So just do it, try it, see what happens. You're never going to know unless you just do it. Who cares about anybody else's opinions? Just do what you are like trying to figure out what to do. And if like you aren't sure, try it anyway. Like
start. Yeah.
You don't know. You never know what opportunities could just kind of like fall in your lap because you posted a picture of something that you made, something that you organized, something that you decorated. You'll never know unless you just put it out there and see what happens.
I love that. Well, this has been wonderful. You guys could be my new best friends. If you're accepting applications, let me know. Love to continue this community we have here. This is awesome. So thank you all very much for sharing all the tips and tricks and just really anything about your small business. I think this will be extremely valuable for our viewers. Before we go, I just wanted to let everyone know watching that we have a special discount code for the holiday season, and I will show that on my screen here shortly. And go ahead and follow these wonderful female entrepreneurs and keep an eye out for them in their growth. Before we go, I'm excited to share that we have a special discount code for all of you during this holiday season. Please just use the code SMALLBIZ at checkout on Xyron.com to receive 15% off site-wide. And this code is going to be good all the way through December. So don't be afraid to get yourself a little gift if you want one. Have an amazing day and happy holidays to everyone.